Good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, I miss that. You can't just do that in private practice or on Zoom. It just doesn't feel the same. Good evening. I am Darcy Birch-Cohorst. I have the honor to be your MC this evening, and I'm so glad that you are all here with us to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the NYU Drama Therapy Program. If you weren't here with us last night, I urge you to go check out the YouTube video of it because it was live streamed, and there were amazing performances and stories last night. Yes, please. No sorries. It's going to be part of my housekeeping in just a second. So please watch the video. And you also missed a really great dress that I had. This dress is also good. It's a little less Bridgerton, a little less Miss Maisel, or a little less Bridgerton, a little bit more Miss Maisel. So we're moving our way through time a little bit, I think, but we'll see what tomorrow brings. So go check out that video, check out my dress, and the beautiful performances. A few housekeeping things. I have note cards to keep me on track. We'll see what happens. There are performers in the audience. So please keep your personal belongings close to you as people will be coming up and off and down steps and up steps. So just make space for people. We should always make space for people. Also, there's delicious food and beverages in the corner. Please help yourself throughout the evening. I'm going to suggest doing it like when I'm up here and not during performances. But please help yourself to food and drink, and also take care of your body. If you need to use the restroom, feel free to do that as well. We're in community here tonight together. And then I want to give some thank yous. One to our musician, Michael. So people traveling here, you don't even have to run. It's okay. I don't bite. And it's just part of it. It's going to be part of it. And I also want to thank our ASL interpreters, Jose Gomez and Cedar Jones. So how many of you were here last night? Okay, all right. And how many of you were not here last night? Wait, let's do it different, if you weren't here last night. Okay, you missed it. All right, that's okay. I'm going to catch you up a little bit. I was thinking about this show and the history of drama therapy here at NYU and the future, and I have this great idea to use AI to help me think of some ideas for the show opening. And so I got ChatRDT to help me out a little bit to generate some ideas. Now, last night it was a little off, I think. I don't think it was as successful as I was hoping, but ChatRDT and I have had a little bit communication and it can learn, so I'm hoping we're a little bit more successful this evening, so we're gonna try it, okay? ChatRDT, are you with us?
I am with you. I am ready with some suggestions.
Beautiful. Okay, so we're at this 40th celebration. Can you please suggest something to do to open the show?
Why not use a projective technique or a puppet show?
Oh, okay, all right. I don't have any puppets with me, so maybe I could just
roll reverse.
Wait.
Roll reverse. Reverse roll.
Wait, what is happening? Wait. I thought we were puppet showing. We're roll reversing?
Projective technique or roll reverse.
Well, which are we doing? Are we...
Reverse roll.
You're embarrassing me a little bit right now. Am I roll reversing?
Darcy, didn't you learn anything from last night? You don't need fancy tech to connect. Just show up. Be present. Celebrate together.
ChatRDT.
You've got this, Darcy.
All right. Well, you know what? You're right, ChatRDT. The NYU Drama Therapy Program has 4 decades of shaping minds, touching hearts, and proving that the greatest stories are the ones that we live together. So I am live here with you tonight. I am very excited for the show that we have for you, very honored to be here. And on that note, would like to introduce the program director of the drama therapy program, Nisha Sajnani.
Hi everybody, it is so beautiful to see you here tonight, friends and family, and alums and students. Maria Hodomarska, Robert Landy, Ofer Shamir, other faculty in the house, Heidi Landis, Mark Beauregard. You know who you are, I hope. Wave your hands. It's just, we have some team. And I want to mention a few more people who I would love to thank for creating this magical garden, which is a little Bridgerton, actually, come to think of it. It's a little Bridgerton, but it wasn't what, maybe it was subconsciously seeking into my, into my thinking. About a year ago, we were thinking about what shall we do for this 40th anniversary? How do we celebrate and sort of embody the work that all of you do so brilliantly and so beautifully? I was thinking about how you create a clearing in the wood, in whatever that wood might be, to invite people to play, to discover a new story or a new role, right? To rediscover the joy of trying out new ways of being, to rehearse new ways of relating to one another. And so midnight garden, autumn, midsummer, mid-autumn night's dream, that's how we got here. But really how we got here was through the hands and the hearts of Callie Short, who oversaw. And her wonderful committee, Jason Conover, Carlos Rodriguez Perez, and Clara Zhang. And we got here because of the rare mix of technical acumen and care that is so embodied by the woman in the booth, Ellen Smittle. I know we've thanked a few people already, but I also want to thank the both of you, our ASL interpreters. Thank you so much. We have a Steinhardt production team, and we have an in-house production team with William and Brea and our talented student volunteers. Yeah. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to invite us to take a moment here in these woods to just remember and to honor the lives of those we've lost over the years. Our friends and our fellow alums, our colleagues. I'm just going to name them, and I'll ask you to just hold them in your hearts and in your minds. Brooke Campbell, Gay Donner Tudanger, Nicole Donahue, Kimber Magnifico, Brittany Rodriguez, and Nancy Sondag. Thank you. I'm just going to see here if there's anything else that I wanted to make sure to say. I think the rest is there, here in the room with us. And so now I have the great honor of passing this mic over to the founder of this program, without whom we would not be celebrating this enchanted evening, Dr. Robert Landy.
Wow, 40 years. It goes like that. And it's pretty amazing. And so I'm delighted that the theme of this is Midsummer Night's Dream. And in many ways, the dream is very much alive and will go on for many, many, many years to come. And oh, I'm not using the mic. I dream that my voice is so strong and loud that it does not need amplification, and I'm still 25 years old. but that's not the case. So, all right. So, this is the second of 3 presentations, and yesterday I was very happy to talk about the beginnings of drama therapy in 1982, I guess, although I started NYU in 1979. And here we are more than 40 years later. And I told a story about opening up a letter in 1994, sitting in my office all alone and wondering what this glorious letter would give to me. Opened the letter, and it was from the State Department of New York, and it said, "You are now granted the honor of offering the first master's degree in the United States in drama therapy." And it was actually quite a beautiful moment and a realization of a dream. So I'm giving 3 talks, and I'm thinking about the 40 years in 3 parts. The first 13 years, the second 13 years, which is tonight, and then the last 13 years, which will incorporate all of the current students and all the future students who we dream about. And so in 2000, the turn of the millennium, there was a lot of anxiety in the world that everything would break down and everything would stop and all power would go off and all that. And it came and gone, and it was pretty okay. You know, the world was okay, except that George Bush became president of the United States in 2020. And in 2001, September 11th to be exact, everybody knows what happened. The World Trade Towers were attacked, and everything changed in the world, and we're still living with the results of that change. And of course it affected all of us in drama therapy as well. And we had a beautiful cohort that came in. They came in from all around the world. People came from many states, many countries, Hong Kong, Palestine, Israel. It was an extraordinary group, and what I remember very well about that time is many people said to me right at the beginning, you know, my mom called and my dad called from Tel Aviv and told me to come home. New York is not safe, and I saw all the pictures, all the images like we've seen a million times, and you have to come home. And nobody went home. Everybody wanted to be there. And we sprung into action as a community, as a group, and people worked very, very hard. I remember one of our cohort, Jason Butler, took a lot of responsibility to make sure everybody was okay and holding the group together. And there was a lot of beautiful work that was done at that time. As for me, I became part of an extraordinary experience. The New York Times gave $1 million to a group of arts organizations in New York City with the hope that artists could do something for people, especially young people, who were most affected by the attacks on the towers. And one school that was chosen was PS3 in the West Village on Hudson Street. And the reason this group, this particular class of 4th and 5th graders was chosen because their classroom window was facing the towers. And they saw the whole thing. They saw the planes hit, they saw the buildings go down, and they were with a young teacher for whom this was her first class. And she was extremely traumatized, as was, you know, all the kids. And so the New York Times hired an educational theater company called City Lights Youth Theater and asked them to create an event to help these kids deal with what they saw. And they got together and they talked and they said, we don't know what to do. We need someone who's a therapist. And so they thought, well, is there maybe drama therapists? Maybe. So they contacted NYU and it came down to me, and so I worked with them, and we made a whole plan for four months of work. and I chose a couple of people as part of their internship to work with me. And I trained the City Light youth theater people in role theory and role method, and we had a whole plan. The plan is similar to what you saw, what I spoke about yesterday in the very first class in drama therapy in NYU, where we had this experience of developing what came to be known as the fictional family, where people were brought into role and then into small groups that represented families and into a larger community. And with the children, the community was called Standing Tall. So this whole project became Standing Tall. And I worked with a filmmaker, and we made a beautiful short film of our entire process. You can see it online. You just Google Standing Tall and my name, and it'll come up, and you'll see it. It's quite wonderful. So I'm going to show. So something else happened actually soon after 9/11. In 2002, I was honored with a special award from NYU. It was called the what was it called? It was a teaching award, the Distinguished Teaching Medal or something like that. And the dean of the school wanted to do a film of myself working with a group of students, and the particular students were in that cohort of 9/11. So I'm going to show you the film that was made by NYU, where you'll see, work with that particular cohort, and also cut into the film are a couple of scenes from the work with the children at PS3. So let us take a look at the film.
That sort of holds things together or messes things up, like in The Tempest. So there is this notion of this figure beyond the protagonist and antagonist that sort of holds things together or brings them together. And that's the notion of guide in drama therapy.
Robert Landy is one of the founding fathers of the field of drama therapy. Having someone like Robert to teach us and to model the method for us is just such an honor and such a privilege, because it would, for me, I think sometimes if I were studying psychology, it would be equal to studying with Freud or with Jung, and having them actually explain their writings to me and be able to dialogue with them on what they have written. And that's quite extraordinary.
He's really one of the people who has created this field as a sort of special dynamic approach to human development, and I think we've been blessed with having someone who's really been the generator of ideas, as well as one who implements them through his practice. And I think his teaching represents really not only bringing theory to practice, but really using practice to create theory. And his students participate really in the generation of new ideas.
I want you to focus on one part of your body. Just one part. It could be a knee, a shoulder, a finger, a belly button, an ear, one part of your body. And let that part of your body lead you in movement. Lead you in movement, and play with it. Extend the movement.
Robert brings with him a wonderful sense of calmness and a strong respect for people, regardless of your color, your age, whatever. When we come into that classroom and he poses questions to us, he's posing in an attempt to not only challenge us to think in different ways, but to really seek out answers from us. He too, in a sense, is on this journey that we're on.
He's warm, he's generous, he's dedicated. He really is more than the professor in the classroom or more than the advisor on the research paper. He really is the embodiment of teaching and learning. And he sees himself as a learner along with his students, which is often the most powerful thing a teacher can do.
I think probably what resonates most for me from all of Robert's teaching is his favorite line to us, which is always look at the other side. It's constantly sharpening your mind and your intellect by exploring what else, and then it gives the picture a much wider dimension.
Robert, in Arabic we say Alf Mabruk, and that's 1,000 congratulations, because you deserve it. It's been an honor to work with you as a student, and it's going to be an honor to work with you as a colleague in the future. You've been exceptional as both a professor and as a mentor. Thank you for believing in me and for believing in the power of this kind of work.
Robert, I am so excited for you because it is so wonderful to see somebody so deserving be recognized for their work. You're a pioneer, a phenomenal author, and a phenomenal clinician in your field, but you are also an exceptional human being. Thank you for all that you've done and all that you've brought to my life.
Robert, we admire you, we honor you today. You bring us great joy and inspiration. Thank you for all that you've done for generations of students.
So that was 22 years ago, and the red flag is being waved, so we have to move forward. I'd like to invite up with me now those of you that are in the audience who are part of the cohort that came in 2001. I see Jennifer, I see Mark. Okay, so, I just wonder, we just have a couple of minutes, very quickly. So I just want to ask you both, do you remember when you started the program and 9/11 happened and the attacks happened? You must have come into the program with some dreams, some sense of what you wanted drama therapy to give you, or the training to give you, and then this all happened. Can you just talk, each of you, for 1 minute? I know I'm asking you a lot. What was your dream, and what happened to the dream, and where did it go from there? You want to start, Mark? Easy.
I think the dream was to figure out how to combine the things I loved, psychology, theater, and to move it forward. And I think what happened in that time, I just went numb. But what helped keep the dream, I think, was being in the circle with everybody at the same time through the process. I remember just the holding of that circle.
Yes, I remember.
At this very moment, what I could think of towards deconstruct, reconstruct. I think my dream shattered, deconstruct, and that is what I was hoping for, actually, to build from scratch to a new beginning. And I think drama therapy provides that space for me to start all possibilities. And here I am. I think I'm very different today.
One of our goals, certainly one of my goals from the very beginning, was to create a profession, a new profession that was international in flavor, that was multicultural, multinational. And so we had many students from all over the world. Jennifer's from Hong Kong. And could you just say a word about, long after 20 years, 22 after 9/11, how you brought this work to Hong Kong, what you're doing now in New York, just briefly.
So much has happened in the past 20 years. Right now, at this moment, what I think of is drama is in China, is opening up. So I am invited to teach, to bring in the amazing work of possibility of drama to a group of students in Xinjiang, Have you heard about this?
Yes.
The border, far west, is it? West of China. So like a very distant, very, very, very long way from the world. So now they have opportunity to hear about drama and therapy. So
We have a couple of Chinese students in the new cohort. Could you stand up for a moment and just And Mark, could you say a word about what has become of you?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm 20 years out now from 9/11, and happily rooted in a practice. Private practice actually steps away from the World Trade Center, which is really kind of beautiful, and bringing on new drama therapists, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing. What happened to me in 2001, right, 9/11, 2011, was that I sprang into action like I had never done before. After 9/11, in 2001, believe it or not, I published 3 books. It was crazy. I just had to keep working. I just had to answer the question for myself, which you probably have for yourself. What can drama therapy do about this? How does drama therapy as a community, as a new profession, as the arts in general, how did the arts respond to such a horrific moment in history that has changed the world? So I want to leave you with that question. I want to thank you very much for listening, and I'm very happy to be here with you tonight.
Thank you so much, Robert. I think, unfortunately, that's probably a question that we will continue to ask ourselves throughout our lifetimes as the world changes. As we're moving to our next performance, I realize I forgot to put the insert into your program, so a quick notice that tonight the role of Kimberly Galway will be played by Jennifer Wilson. And so with that, I would like to bring up to the stage Cecilia Dentino, Emily Ward, and Jennifer Wilson.
You know, it was almost 40 years ago that the 3 of us were in our acting class with Gina. I mean, we spent so much time together. We shared our deepest secrets and fears. We mattered so much to each other. We did these crazy performances, my gosh, in all these people's apartments and on these dusty, stinky stages. Then I found drama therapy. Maybe it found me. And I shared it with each of you. What's it all been about? You know, one time when I was at Columbia and I was working on this unit that they called a unit for the severe and persistent mentally ill. Really, that's what they called it. And there was this guy on the unit, and I was putting on a play with them, and he had what in the DSM we call disorganized schizophrenia. And he spoke in what we called word salad. He just couldn't make sense. And you know, this guy, he'd come into the clinic every day carrying 2 bags of trash. Like they were full of garbage, you know, rotten food and and things maybe that he picked up on the street. I don't know. Those bags smelled so bad. But he was in our play, and he played the role of the authoritarian father. You love that role. And one time he started to take his belt off. I'm like, oh, no. But he knew that role, and it was the only time he put the bags down, was when he was playing that role. And you know, the day of the show, he didn't show up. And we were almost ready to begin, and everybody was worried. Oh, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. And then all of a sudden, there he is. He comes running into the day room. He's all sweaty and upset, and he's got his 2 trash bags in his hands, and he comes running in, and all the cast just rushed towards him. And they all huddled around him, and they were like, oh my God, we're so glad you're here. We didn't think you were going to make it. And I could see his face, and he was smiling so big. And my supervisor leaned over and whispered in my ear, now when do you think was the last time people were that happy to see Pete enter a room? And I could feel it. It was love. It's ensemble. It's ensemble. I don't know if it's love that makes ensemble, or if ensemble creates the space for love. And I wonder, is it just mattering and belonging that makes the healing? You know, we were convinced of it, Emily, in Drama Lab. I mean, we'd have our group, and, you know, we'd have all our scenes and our scripts, and then, you know, it was only when the cast started to really care for each other that things started to click, and the healing took place. I remember Matthew, and he thought he couldn't go on. He said, I can't do the show. I'm starting to have my paranoia again, and I'm hearing voices. And we said, no, let's talk about it with the group. And we sat down, and he told the group, and you could feel the group make space for that. I mean, they even made a little quiet room for him, and we made plans if he couldn't do the role. But you know what? He did his part. He did it. And I know it's because he brought his fears and his voices into the process. And he was still loved. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just being too simple here. But you know, lately I've been really thinking about and studying Archbishop Tutu and his concept of Ubuntu. Where I am me only because of you. Where personhood is an interdependent experience. We find out who we are, and we become who we are because of relationship. We're responsible for each other. Instead of consuming each other and competing with each other and dominating or objectifying each other, I put you down so that I can be. That's what our Western world's become. We do this, and we actually think it's okay. I think it's really destroying us, our inability to be an ensemble. It's something to think about, really.
I'm not sure if my class at NYU is the only class to do a group thesis project, but I know we were the first. It was 1994. Carlos, Kate, Vincent, the Barbaras, Sylvia, Jackie, Jonathan, Katie, we all took on each other's roles, performed each other's monologues. We entered into each other's experiences as if they were our own. It had such a profound effect on me. We were individuals, but we were one. We were all of our roles mixed up together. We were one story and a multitude of stories at the same time. Stories. That's what led us here to drama therapy. The stories we told, the roles we played. I think a lot about the role of the mother. It's been such a huge part of my life for the last 23 years. What a complex, beautiful, scary thing. As Darby says, if it's not one thing, it's a mother. And here I am with you, Seal, my actual stepmother. How we love to wait and spring that on people, right? And my dear sweet Emily, who played my mother all those years ago in Gina's acting class. And it was here at NYU where I first learned of Winnicott's concept of the good enough mother. And yes, all the dim theaters with winding staircases, all those small spaces where we performed, and then later the hospitals, the basements of churches, the windowless offices. They were all good enough. They were good enough to hold our stories, to nurture them, and to help us discover each other. We can't exist without each other. And we're lucky enough to be able to create that space to give birth to it each and every time we work with a client or a group. I am only me because of you.
God, I've been grieving my mom this past year. Just thinking so much about who I am because of her and who I'm not because of her. But what I miss most is the person we were together. And I really miss the person that we are together. She made me laugh harder than anyone in the world. Instead of saying I miss her with all my heart, I literally say my heart is filled with her love. I woke up the morning of the first anniversary and I saw a ladybug in the corner in the ceiling of my room. I mean, you know, ladybugs have always been my spirit animal. And I've collected them since I was a little kid. I still have a little wooden miniature ladybug that I got when I was about 7 or 8 years old. And they stand for luck and protection, but also for resilience. And when I went to sleep that night, it had moved from the corner to right above my headboard. I know it was her. I feel so lucky, you know. Where would I be if I hadn't applied to NYU? What would I be doing with my life? God, you know, would I be that person to say that Bergman quote, I can live in my art, but never in my life? You know, I'd probably be bartending somewhere, waiting for that break. I'm thinking about the role of pioneer. I remember Robert telling us at orientation, we were pioneers in a sense. We would be bringing drama therapy into new spaces and working with new populations, and it really resonated with me. You know, I've embraced the role of pioneer ever since, exploring new territories, new possibilities, creating new scenes to address new challenges. Being resourceful, turning a closet in a school in the Bronx into an office. So much love on this journey, so many stories, so much connection and belonging. I feel like all of it is just indelibly imprinted on my soul. Every person, every group I ever worked with changed me, taught me who I am or who I could be. It is always about ensemble. You know, the healing that comes from belonging to a group that sees you and hears you and cares for you and helps you feel connected and creative. Everybody counts and contributes what they can.
Thank you so much, Emily, Cecilia, and Jennifer. And thank you, Kimberly. We wish that you were here with us tonight. Next up on the stage, I'd like to bring up Nava.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Bring them home! Bring them home! There is no military solution!
My name is Nava Steiner, and I'm an American Israeli Jew. On October 7th, I watched in horror as Hamas massacred civilians and destroyed communities in southern Israel, while Hezbollah devastated communities in the north. And for over a year, I have been filled with dread over the brutal Israeli military campaign on Gaza that has led to the deaths of tens of thousands of civilians and a destruction of their communities. I reject the notion that my empathy must lie with one group. I can care and feel for Israelis and Palestinians and recognize the causes and conditions that brought us here. I am out here on most Sundays with Israelis for Peace, protesting in Union Square, because what else could I do? So, this is a day of memories, so let me take you back 30 years. In 1993, Yitzhak Rabin, the Prime Minister of Israel, and Yasser Arafat, the head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, signed the Oslo Accords on the White House lawn under the watchful eye of Clinton. These accords promised the beginning of a peace process which would lead to Israel's eventual withdrawal from Gaza and the West Bank and the creation of a two-state solution. There was a swift and fierce resistance to Oslo from both sides. In February 1994, Baruch Goldstein, a doctor and a Jewish extremist, shot and killed 29 Palestinians in Hebron. And then later that year, a Palestinian suicide bomber killed 22 people in Tel Aviv, and Hamas took responsibility for that attack. So, what does this all have to do with me and my story about NYU? At that time, I was attending Tel Aviv University, studying community theater, when Goldstein perpetrated his murderous rampage in Hebron. And I was living just a block away from Dizengoff Street, the site of the suicide bombing. I was able to smell the burnt flesh in my apartment. My heart was shattered into 1,000 pieces. At that point, I had left Jerusalem and the Orthodox Jewish way of life and leaned in towards leftist politics. I saw myself as a peace activist. I recognized that while my family escaped the Holocaust, on this land where I was living now, another kind of devastation occurred, where the creation of the Jewish state led to the displacement of 700,000 people who were left homeless and traumatized. This was a historical wrong that was barely talked about in my Israeli education. There was nothing I wanted more than to talk about this openly. And beyond a peace agreement between Israel and Palestine, I wanted a world where Israelis and Palestinians could really get to know each other, have connection, shared experiences, and closeness, and to live in a society where there is civil rights and freedom for all. But this reality seemed further and further away. And then, I received a letter from my 94-year-old grandmother in New York. "I heard you finished college," she wrote, "and that you would like to travel a bit and figure out what you want to do. So I invite you to stay with me in New York while you figure this out." I took this opportunity. I went to New York for my cousin's wedding and moved in with my formidable but fiercely loving Jewish-German grandmother on the Upper West Side. Not long after that, Yitzhak Rabin, the prime minister I mentioned earlier, was murdered by an Israeli Jewish terrorist. I felt devastated and also knew I needed to stay in New York. I found out about the drama therapy program, and with some Israeli chutzpah, I contacted Robert Landy and told him I couldn't go through the audition process because I already had a trip planned to India. There's nothing more Israeli than that. He graciously met and interviewed me personally and accepted me into the program. So, in 1996, I started my journey as a drama therapist. And my focus was on healing, mostly myself, as I created new community here in New York. This is what I looked like when I first came here. I no longer look like that. And you know, I just want to say, when people are asked to submit pictures to these online things, it could be sometimes hard for transgender people, non-binary people, to submit photos from their past. So I thought, instead of showing it in that place, I'll show it here and talk about that. So many things I let go of. So many parts of my identity. I no longer have breasts, as I replaced it with a male chest. I also no longer have long hair, or my uterus, a cervix, or ovaries. But that's actually because of cancer, and a topic for another story. So between the joyful changes I was experiencing and coming out, letting go, and joining new queer activist communities and creative healers, Israel seemed very far away, and I became more distanced from it. I had some Israeli friends in New York, and even eventually a few clients who I saw with my now a little rusty Hebrew. I had some Palestinian students and clients too, something that could only happen for me in New York. I mainly introduced myself as an American Jew and later as a Buddhist that had some history with Israel, if I even mentioned it at all. So on October 7th, 2023, at 51 years of age, I suddenly realized the story I was telling myself was not fully true. This is still a bigger part of me, a painful part of my history and heart that still needs healing. So much so that I'm talking about it here tonight. I wanted to do something funnier. I wanted to reminisce and share stories, but in this moment, this is what I'm called to do. To use my voice to speak up for the unspeakable. And so many of us are going to have to do this in the coming years under the Trump regime, where we will have to speak up for those who are either voiceless or more vulnerable than us. Transgender people, undocumented folks, people of color. Will we do it? Will we take the risk? Can we take care of ourselves while we do it? I don't have all of these answers. But I do know this. I know my name is Nava, an NYU graduate and a drama therapist. I'm here crying out tonight to anyone who might listen. We must seek truth and reconciliation. Acknowledge historical wrongs. Stop harming one another and turn towards each other. Because if we don't, life won't be sustainable for any of us on any place on this planet. Thank you.
take a moment, find that place in your body that's that brave place. My 3-year-old would come take my hand and say, "We're gonna be brave together." Let's be brave together. It's now my pleasure to invite to the stage Eve Price, who is going to share an original poem.
Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see so many drama therapists in one room. Wow. Representing 40 years. Amazing. I'm from the 2014 cohort. And yeah, I mean, how I wound up in New York City was I was actually going to school in New Mexico and getting my degree in education because I had lost my job during the recession, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go back, get my education degree. One of the courses they offered was a counseling course, and one of the modules was on creative arts therapies, and we talked about drama therapy, and I'm like, wait, what? How did I not know about this, right? Wait a second, like, you know, I've always been involved in theater and drama since I was very little, and so I applied, I got in, and hey, became a drama therapist. Yeah. So I also love writing poetry. I've done that since I can remember too. So here's an original poem. I had a dream, a febrile dream, that we ran away to a motel near the highway where they offered free kisses and free breakfast. But we didn't worry about the consequences. But it was just a hairline fracture to the heart. And things were still warm and wet, so we went ahead anyway, and did it anyway. Although it was taboo and unfamiliar. So the dream was real after all. So I'm so glad to be here celebrating everybody 40th anniversary of NYU Drama Therapy. I've had the opportunity since I become a drama therapist and licensed creative arts therapist to work at a prose program. I've worked at a MICA program, residential program. I've worked at a residential substance use and detox program. I'm currently working actually at a nursing home, working with young adults 18 to 35. Yeah. And it's a pilot program because they saw that once young adults were transferred from pediatrics to adult nursing homes, they died off fairly quickly. So we created a pilot program. I think it was one of 2 in New York State to see like what can the creative arts therapies do to help these young adults when they transition into the adult program. And so I'm part of that, and I love working with these amazing young adults who are made of tungsten. Most of them are nonverbal. They use wheelchairs, or they're bedbound. Most of them also use feeding tubes, and so what I want is for them to be able to tell their stories in the way that they can, because everybody has a story, and it's so powerful. And so I'm there every day to help them tell their story, using my drama therapy skills that I learned here, and helping advocate for them and giving voice to their stories. And just, we should all celebrate 40 years of drama therapy, because it's real. It's not magic, it's real. It can create beautiful healing. So thank you everybody for showing up tonight.
And now I'm very excited to welcome to the stage Heidi Landis and Mark Weber.
At Washington Square in the month of September, in an early decade 40 years before our own, dry clinicians suddenly encountered a quirky threat to their very lives. And these goofball drama therapists surfaced, as such embodied beings often do, in the seemingly most academic and unlikely of places. On this 23rd day in the month of November, at the university we called home, two drama therapy colleagues and buddies deconstruct musical theater songs, as these drama therapists often do, in efforts to make you laugh and consider your connections at NYU. A customer. Hi.
Hi, Dr. Robertson.
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm feeling a little nervous.
Oh, you're okay. You're in the right place.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. Into the play space. Here, take this puppet.
No.
Too soon. Okay. Don't be afraid. Show us your story. All things were bad, but now they're okay.
Okay, well, I guess what I wanted to talk about
Suddenly Seymour is doubling behind you. He helps you drop deeper. You have to pretend. Suddenly Seymour is here to provide you with deep understanding. Seymour's your friend.
Nobody ever offered me puppets. Usually I talk till I'm blue. But here in this play space, I feel sort of different.
Focus on Seymour, and he'll guide you through.
Suddenly Seymour sitting beside me. He don't try to judge me or tell me to make. Suddenly Seymour, he helps me embody understanding. Seymour's my
Just
friend.
sound and pair it with movement. All the bad times we shifted our play.
Please understand, this is still strange and frightening. Drama therapy patients, it's so hard to sway. Suddenly Seymour transforms and unwinds.
Transforms and unwinds you.
Suddenly Seymour shows me I can.
Yes, you can. The rose deep inside me. understanding, with you understanding, with you understanding.
Seymour chose me. I can.
That was great. See you next week.
So for those of you who maybe don't know us, this is what we do. And we think we're kind of funny. I don't know if you do. But
We want to bring it down a little bit. Because this is an important moment to get serious. If it wasn't for NYU, if it wasn't for drama therapy, we would not be friends.
that is true.
And we would not be here with all of you.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most of all, if we let them, and we help them in return. But I don't know if I believe that's true. But I know I'm who I am today because I know you. Like a story shaped and nurtured when improv'd from the heart. Like a guide that finds its moment to light up the dark. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because we dared this,
because we shared this,
I have been changed for good.
it well may be that we will never sing again in this black box.
No way, this is our favorite game.
So much of
is shaped by all
the songs we've made, our crazy lyrics.
Well, this is our claim to fame. And now whatever way our voices blend,
I know we've made some magic, thanks for being my friend. Like a puppet pulled by strings in a story untold. Like a mask placed on a face, letting new selves unfold. Who can say if I've been changed for the better?
but because I knew you,
because I knew you,
I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for asking you to talk to the chair. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a story shaped and nurtured when improv'd from the heart.
like a guide that finds its moment to light up the dark. Who can say if I've been changed for the better?
I do believe I have been changed for the better, because I knew you. for good.
Thank you so much, Heidi and Mark. I was just sitting back there. Oh no, I'm keeping this. Okay. I am now. You'll see a lot of shifting is happening, and that is because we are welcoming to the stage the Kaleidoscope Repertory Theater Company, and I'm passing the MC baton on to Treasure.
Hi, Darcy. Thank you. Give it up for me. Yeah. How are we feeling tonight? Okay, that was very drama therapy fashion. I was actually looking for words. I was. How are we feeling tonight? Energetic. Hey, look at this, my cohort. Yeah. Class of 2023. Okay. Let's get started. Welcome to NYU's 40th anniversary of drama therapy. Very nice. A night of change, a night of empowerment, and we are bringing you part 2 of Kaleidoscope Repertory Theater Company rendition of A Mid-Autumn's Night Dream. Are you ready to meet our cast? Yeah. Yes. Are you ready to get into the vibes? Yeah. Okay, hit it, Ellen. Yes. Yes. Okay. So at CRTC, you know we like to laugh, right? Yeah. Can I hear you laugh? Okay. And this side? Okay. And at CRTC, you know we like to cry. Can I hear you cry? Can I hear you cry? I need you to do better this side. Oh, we like to gasp. Can I hear you gasp? Yes, can I hear you gasp? Okay, and now that we're all warmed up, I want you to get your hands and I want you to rub them together, rub them together, rub them together. Start to put some of that love over your heart. And drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, CRTC's cast of A Mid-Autumn's Night Dream, I present to you the Nobles. Thank you very much, drama therapy. So we have the lovers, we have the mechanicals, we had the nobles, and we had the fairies. And where we left off is that people were in relationships with one another. I know. People were making eyes at people they shouldn't have been making eyes at. People were making very bad theater, not us, not inside our. But most of all, lean in even closer. We got to see a little bit of the fairies. Say, ooh! Wish! Does anybody hear them humming? Oh, yes. Does anybody hear them? Okay, so we were in Act 2, Scene 2, and wait, Ellen, hit it! I think that's
of dreams for me magical and great. Everything is fabulous because of her. The cosplays call her pensioners bee in their gold coat spots. You see, those be choice rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles leave their savors. I gotta go seek some dewdrops here and Hannah Pearl in every cosplay ear. See you later, alligators. I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here enough.
Whoa, my king is planning a party tonight. Take heed, your queen come not within her sight. For Auburn is passing mad as hell. For Titania hired a lovely Cyndi Lauper tribute singer. She never had so sweet chattering. And jealous Auburn would have the child be a lead singer in his upcoming Star Search appearance. So, scram!
Wait a minute. Either I mistake your shape and making quiet, or else you are that shrewd and knavvish sprite called Robin Goodfellow.
Are you not he that ding-dong ditches the maidens of the Upper East Side, covering their landscaping with paper of toilets, and these night wanderers laughing at their hair?
Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet pug, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you here?
True. I am the baddest wanderer of the night. I do stand up for Auburn and make him smile. And sometimes I pretend to be the lady from the Wendy's commercial so I can get free burgers and fries. And sometimes, Maria, I go downtown to Wall Street and I open the door for the people and then I close it in front of them. Auburn's on his way! And on! Oh, and then shall we go?
Titania. Titania. Titania!
Yes, jealous Oberon. Fairies, time to go. I have forsworn this human's company.
Tarry, rash fairy, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy sister.
I do but beg for the Cindy Lauper girl to be my lead singer.
Her name?
Even though I'm always the lead.
You know what? Her name is Cindy Wappa. That's right, Cindy Wappa. And set your heart at rest, the fairyland buys not the child of me, and for the sake of a friend, I have taken her under my wing. And for her sake, you listening to me? Look at me. Look at me. We're here. You know what? I will not let her go.
How long within this park do you intend to stay?
Perchance till Theseus' wedding day. And if you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me and spare us your haunts.
Give me Cindy Wappa, and I will go with thee.
Not for the fairy kingdom. Fairies! Away, before I put my fancy fairy foot up. Where are my manners? Let's go, shall we?
Exit Titania and her train.
We'll go! Go!
We're going!
Go!
We're going!
Go!
We're going!
Go!
We're leaving!
Go!
Fairies, let's go. Come on.
I'll get you for this inquiry. My gentle pup, come hither. Thou rememberest where a bolt of Cupid fell upon a little western flower, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make anyone madly dote upon the next live creature that they see. Fetch me that herb. I'll be back in 40 minutes. Having once this juice, I'll make a mascara out of it. I'll watch Titania when she's asleep and apply the mascara gently on her lashes. And when she wakes, the next thing she looks upon, be it a pigeon, a rat, or a cute and nasty gremlin, she shall pursue it with soul of love. But who comes here? I am invisible and I will overhear their conference because I'm nosy.
Enter Demetrius, followed by
I love thee not. Therefore, leave me alone. Where is Lysander? And fair Hermia, the one I'll jump. The other one jumps me. Thou toldest me they were stolen unto this park. And here I am and wandering around cold, but because I cannot meet my Hermia, hence, get me gone.
me, you hard-hearted adamant.
Helena, I am not playing when I tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you. Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
I'll run from thee and hide in the bushes and leave thee to the wild coyote-looking rats that are inexplicably roaming around the New York City public parks.
The wildest hath no such a heart as you. Run when you will, run. The story shall be changed. Apollo flies, and Daphne holds the chase.
Demetrius runs off.
Just leave me. We are young. Heartache to heartache we stand. No promises, no demands. Lilies of battlefields.
Oh, girl. And a terrible singer.
Well, fare thee well, nymph. Before he do leave the park, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love.
Enter park.
Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Here it is.
Ah, just 40 feet from the overly expensive hot dog stand, where the wild time blows, where oxlips and naughty violet grows. There sleeps Titania, some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. With the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Here, you take some and go find a sweet strange girl who is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes with it, but do it when the next thing he sees may be the girl. Thou shalt know the one by the polo short and pink shorts in the fall weather. Pity. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crows.
Fear not, my lord, your servants shall do so.
They both exit. Maria laughs. So now, right, it's Act 2, Scene 2. They've exited, and Titania with her Sugar Hill gang, sorry, retinue, enters the stage. Give it up for Titania!
Fairy friends, I'm pretty, right? Yeah. I'm just so pretty, right?
Yes!
I'm pretty, yeah?
Yes!
Well, come now, around the little fairy. Sing me a song and sing my prettiness to sleep. Then go to your offices and let this beauty rest.
The fairies sing Titania to sleep.
Wait, put my hair in a bonnet. It's good hair, it's human hair. Put it in a bonnet. Okay. Now, fairies, do that thing you do in the stars. It's very drama therapy. Just wave them all around
Go to sleep. So the fairies eventually leave as Titania falls to sleep. But slowly, one stands to stand guard. Before Oberon enters behind that fairy, dramatically, slowly, making their way to audience one, and puts that guard asleep. Then Oberon squeezes the flower on Titania's eye.
What thou seest when thou doest wake, do it for do it for thy true love. Titania, that's your girl. Do it for thy true love take, love and languish for his sake. When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some foul thing is near.
Enter Lysander.
Let us rest here, Lysander, if you think it good. I'm tarry for the comfort of the day.
Okay, Hermia, find you on a bed, and I'll, for I upon this bench will lay my weary head.
Oh, no. One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one drop.
No, good Hermia. For my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, do not lie so near. Because so far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
They sleep in separate spots. Enter Puck.
Through the forest have I gone, but trustful may be found I none, whose eyes I might approve this flower's forces during love, night, and silence. Who is here? Weeds of rough Florence doth wear. This is he, my master said. Despise a desperate maid, and hear this maiden sleeping sound on a bench. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this bonzo. Upon the eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Auburn on.
Exit Puck. Enter Demetrius and Helena running.
Stay, though thou kill me, Demetrius. Love is a battlefield.
Oh my God!
Oh, wilt thou, darling, leave me? Don't go!
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
Oh, I'm out of breath of this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser this grace. But who is here? Lysander on the ground, dead or asleep? I see no blood, I see no wound. Lysander? Lysander!
Don't eat me, Freddie! Don't eat me!
Lysander, God. Oh my God.
Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Oh, where's Demetrius? Let me at him, that high-class bum!
Don't say that, Lysander! Why did you say that? What though he love your Hermia, Lord? What though? Yet Hermia still loves you. Be happy for that.
Happy with Hermia? No, I regret the tedious minutes with her I have spent. Ugh. Helena, it is you who I love, who will not change a raven for a dove.
Are you mocking me? When at your hand did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough, young man, that I did never, no never, can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius? But you must flout my insufficiency? Why me?
Exit Helena crying loudly.
She sees not, Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest come Lysander near.
Oh, how can I call the Ghostbusters? The phone line is dead! I mean, for pity, what a dream was here. Oh, Lysander, look how I quake with fear. Lysander? What? Removed? Lysander? Honey? What? Out of hearing? Gone? No sound? Alack, where are you? Speak! Speak of all loves, I swoon almost with fear. Oh, he's not here, he's not here. Oh my God, I'll like die if I don't find him.
Hermia runs off, and everyone asleep. Things are happening. It's crazy. Will you be back tonight too? Will you be back tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Will you be back tomorrow night? Okay. We have to find out what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right? Right? Right?
So stand your seats. We're gonna keep the group going, and we'll be sure to see you tomorrow too for our finale, and our finale of a
Midsummer's Night's Dream!
I know. You have to come back tomorrow night. We'll see you tomorrow. You were excellent.
It's time to go?
It's time to go.
For real? Darcy, am I still pretty?
Baby, you are beautiful.
Is it really time to go?
It is time to go, though.
So where do I gotta go?
You're gonna go that way.
Where's my destination?
It's that way.
Will y'all help me to my destination?
They can guide you. We are coming to the end of our performance this evening. Let's give another big round of applause, not only to CRTC, but all of our performers tonight. And then add on top of that, our technical crew. Is it only right to give another shout out to Robert, Nisha, and Maria. CRTC, feel free to come back in and take your seats. And while they're doing that, and we can applaud back in. And while our blood is pumping with the excitement of what we've seen and shared tonight, I'd love to hear from all of you if you have a word, a thought, a feeling, a sound to yell out that you feel you picked up from the performance tonight.
Pioneer.
Pioneer.
Play.
Play.
Joy.
Joy.
Relationship.
Relationship.
Ensemble.
Ensemble.
Humor.
Humor.
Unity.
Unity.
Magic.
Magic.
The phone line's dead. I can't call Ghostbusters.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Suddenly Seymour. I am me because of you.
I want to invoke something that's been with me since yesterday. I can do that, but I don't want to. I can do that, and I want to. Beautiful. Ellen, can I have my slide?
It's there.
It's there. This is popping up in a few different places. It's probably familiar to most of you on this mid-autumn night's dream. If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear. We've been dreaming together, right? For 40 years, we've been dreaming together. We've been pioneering, we've been dreaming, we've been pretending, we've been making it up, we've been making it happen. So I want us to take a few minutes and dream together, what are the next 40 years? So I'm again going to ask you, invite you to call out words, thoughts, feelings. Let's dream a little longer. What are our next 40 years? What do we see for the future of drama therapy? What are we going to create?
Robots.
Robots.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
More Black clinicians.
Yeah. More Black clinicians.
Spaces of affinity.
Say it again.
Spaces of affinity.
Spaces of affinity.
Rising faster than sea level rises.
Rising faster than sea level rises.
Crossing borders.
Crossing borders.
Fair pay.
Fair pay.
More really good paying jobs for drama therapy.
Yeah, just more really good paying jobs.
More respect.
More respect.
More unity.
More unity. Say it again.
Whatever that sound was.
Whatever that was. We're going to have more of that.
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
Abolition.
I want a little bit more of this. A little bit more play. I definitely want more songs. I want more stories from the heart. I want more time. Gosh, I want more time. Anything that's unnamed?
Community.
Community.
Love.
Love.
Deconstruction.
Deconstruction.
Truth.
Truth.
Changing for good.
Changing for good.
Rest.
Rest.
Reconstruction.
Reconstruction.
Look at history.
Oh, look at history.
Desire.
Desire.
Children.
Say it again.
Children.
Children.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Self-care.
Peaceful.
Peaceful.
More witnessing.
More witnessing.
More listening.
More listening.
More magic.
More magic.
More landies.
More landies.
More difficult conversations.
More difficult conversations.
Yes.
More brave spaces.
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Inclusivity.
Inclusivity. feel like there's another one over here.
Celebration.
Celebration. Got a lot of dreams. You know, when I am ending, I promise, but when I met with Ellen to kind of finalize what we were doing and, you know, tech stuff and go over the script and things, I don't have the actual quote. I did write down the actual quote, but I don't have it on me. But her kind of like, at the end of the day, this is about being together in community, coming together to share our stories, and build this together, be together. Well, thank you all so much for being here, for building this, for building this, for building this. Let's keep dreaming. Let's be brave, find that brave space, and keep dreaming. That's our path forward. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Please stick around, eat food, drink some drinks, talk to people, laugh, hug, cry, do all the things. Take care of your bodies.